I'm like, this is going to be easy. The guy can't even get in the car. I decided to be general. Like, maybe they can make me do it over again. I don't know. So as I'm finishing the first set of turns, I look over and he's no longer at the finish line and he's just starting the turns. So I'm almost a half a track ahead of this guy. I'm like, well, this is nothing. So I'm driving and I'm hitting the straightaway and I'm coming up, and just before I get the next set of turns, I look back. Suddenly he's kind of behind me, a little bit closer than I thought he was before. But I'm like, okay, I'm halfway done. I can still get him. And I'm hitting the next set of turns, apex, you know. Now he's about 2 car lengths behind me as I look behind. And I'm thinking, I don't think I saw anybody in the driver's seat. But I'm like, I don't know, it's reverse, and I'm killing people now. You know, I'm getting the streets behind me, and I don't know if I can get it. And before I finish that set of turns, he bumps me, chases over. And as I looked, he was in the passenger seat the whole time. He had strapped himself into the passenger seat, steering with his left hand, driving with his left, you know, he's doing this the whole way through the track, caught me before I finished. I was angry. So we get out of the cars, he gets to the classroom, and he's like, all right, Metcalf, what do you think happened? I'm like, well, of course, you know, you're better than I am. I mean, you know, you're better than I am. He goes, you're right. Now he's rubbing it in, right? You're right, I am better than you. Why do you think I'm better than you? I'm like, I don't know, you know the course. He says, time and trials. See, whenever they set up a track for a particular course, they call it a trial. He says, Metcalf, I made every mistake that you made throughout that course thousands of times. But I've been around that track enough times and in enough different configurations that none of it throws me anymore. It got so boring that I started doing it on the other side of the track. But he said, nothing that I did is impossible for you to do if you spend enough time and you go through enough trials. See, what successful people do is they don't avoid adversity. They run to it. Because they know on the other side of adversity, they know they're not done. They know there's another adversity. And they know there's another one, and another one. And as a matter of fact, when there's no more adversity, they're ready to die. See, they live for the fight. It's the difference between being a player on the field and a spectator in the stands. See, players on the field, they practice all year round. They have to listen to their coach yell at them. They sometimes win. They sometimes lose. And they're excited to get right back on the field the next time and do it all over again. Folks in the stands, we yell and scream about what they're doing, but we don't want to take the risk of failing. See, the only way you can change the score of the game is by being a player on the field. And the only way to be a player on the field is by taking adversity on and understanding it's not against you. It's the fire that proves the steel. It makes you worth living. It makes you somebody worth knowing about. It makes you an incredible father. It makes you a wonderful husband and an incredible businessman. You know, the way I look at adversity is adversity, what I call, is the jealous parent of fortune. You know, when I met my lovely wife, she came through the airport about 10 years ago when she was with her father. And we exchanged information, and years later, after, you know, going back and forth, we ended up getting married. But before we could get married, what would happen was I would go to Japan and visit my wife. And when her father found out that I was there, he would take me to all these bars, and we would hang out, and he would say, this is my cop buddy from America, you know, I was this big thing. So I thought we were kind of cool. Until I told him that I wanted to marry his daughter. Things changed. And there was this big kind of eruption, and when I got to the house, Michiko and her father and her aunt were going over the whole thing, and there was all this stress. And it's all in Japanese. I don't even know what's going on half the time. But I know it's a lot of eggs. But what came out of it was, her father wanted to know that I loved and cherished his daughter as much as he did. He wanted to know that I would sacrifice everything and that I would be worthy of her. Adversity is the same way. See, adversity wants to know that you deserve the fortune you get. And if you don't go through the adversity, you're not going to get it. Because he's a very jealous father. I hope some of the things that we talked about helped you, and I really appreciate your guys' attention. You guys are a fantastic audience, and I really thank you for allowing me to be a part of your group here. That's all I have. Thank you very much.